I'm sorry for using you as a guide, even though I insist we're enemies. What's with that face?
Nothing, it's just... I don't think I've ever heard you apologize before.
I suppose that's true. I can't recall apologizing to anyone but you recently.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Wow, I guess you really are perfect. I hope I can be like that someday.
I meant that as a joke. There are herbs all over the place.
Do you dislike herbs?
No, I quite enjoy them, actually.
Oh, okay then. I'll try to like them too.
There's no need to match my taste. There's nothing I despise more than someone with no individuality.
Oh, then I'll go on hating herbs.
Emile, that's exactly what he's talking about.
Oh.
What do you intend, leading Emile out here?
I just needed someone to show me the way.
Emile is not him, you know.
I am well aware of that.
Are you? I see the hesitation in your eyes when you look at him.
Emile is Emile.
Yes, that is correct.
Hey, don't you train?
Not really. I enter Ratatosk mode when I fight, so...
Stop depending on that. Fight with your own strength.
But I can't.
Yes, you can. Learn to defend yourself at a moment's notice. Don't get cocky just because you've got a special power.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry, that was too harsh. Look, I'll teach you how to fight, so stop looking so pitiful.
Okay, thank you.
Emile, food's ready.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead and eat it if you can.
That sounds pretty ominous. It looks normal enough, though. Let me give it a try. Oh. Mom, wait for me. I'll be joining you shortly.
I was afraid of that. This is the first time I've ever cooked.
I'm really worried.
Are you referring to Lady Marta waiting in Triet?
Yeah.
There were plenty of people waiting to have their fortunes told. We should have time.
It's not that. If she gets a bad fortune, I just know she's gonna grill the fortune teller with tons of questions. And even if her fortune's good, it's only gonna end up encouraging her.
Seems you've come to know Lady Marta quite well.
I've come to know that laugh of yours pretty well, too. The spiritual tome and the spiritual apocrypha, do they both have the same kind of stuff written in them?
This book is about Spiritua. When the world was still split in two, she was the most famous of all the Tetha-Allen angels. I even heard Spiritua was once the chosen of Silverant. Is it true?
Yes?
History is not Emile's strong suit.
I'm sorry. I didn't study as much as I should have.
Well, it's not exactly essential for everyday life.
You know a lot about history and all sorts of other stuff. That's really cool.
That's all they ever let me do.
What do you mean?
I mean, forget it. It was meaningless research anyway.
Okay, I guess we shouldn't keep Marta waiting. Let's head back to Triet.
I can't wait to hear what fortune she got.
Don't remind me. Balacroft Mausoleum in the Cumberto Caves. I think I was able to bridge the gap between Richter and me a little.
I wouldn't be so sure.
He did laugh a bit this time.
That was a surprise.
What sort of person do you think his friend is? You know, the one he talked about?
I was a bit shocked to hear he had any friends at all. His friend must have the patience of a saint. If I may say so, I believe you're that way as well.
I know I don't have any friends. You don't have to rub it in.
I meant to say that you have some saint-like qualities yourself. I'll never master your confounded human language.
I hope this works.
Don't worry about it. If this doesn't work, we'll just think of something else.
Marta's right. Even if we are incorrect and discover that seafood gels are not the cause, that is still progress.
Yeah, you're right. I really need to stop being discouraged so easily.
You're doing it right now. You've got to stop that. There's nothing wrong with you. You're only worried about what'll happen because you care about the rest of us. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
The two of you complement each other most impressively. Marta fills in your missing pieces, Emile.
Hear that?
Yeah, thanks for always looking out for me.
I had forgotten how much boats sway.
Tenebrae, are you seasick?
Well, yes.
I guess not even centurions are immune to seasickness.
It looks that way.
What? Marta, not you too.
I told you. I get motion sickness.
If only I had some of my company's patented motion sickness medication. Why don't the two of you lie down in the cabin for now?
Good idea.
Oh, curse this awful vessel.
It's just like at Palma Costa. How could he do something so horrible?
Emil.
Damn it, Lloyd. Where are you?
He couldn't have gotten far. Let's track him down before he can leave town.
If I may bring up our previous discussion.
Huh? Well, which one?
You mentioned that I was so cold-hearted. Though it may seem that way, in actuality, I am quite kind.
Oh, that.
Yes. For example, if a monster is near death and suffering, I do not hesitate to use my powers to bring them under my control. And in battle, I always make sure to finish off an opponent, no matter how much they beg, before they have a chance to regret fighting me.
And that's being kind?
Yes. Among centurions, I am known for my moderation.
How could Lloyd not answer me?
You still want to save him somehow, don't you?
He is my friend.
What kind of person was Lloyd before?
Well, he was an optimistic, straightforward, and compassionate young man. He followed his heart, so he tended to act without thinking through his actions, but I found that innocence to be a positive trait.
That doesn't sound anything like the Lloyd I know.
That may be. I wish I could somehow introduce you to the Lloyd I once knew. Maybe then you'd understand how confused I am at this situation.
The flow of time cannot be reversed. No, there are those who can manage the task, but for humans it's exceedingly difficult.
Indeed. And as much as I long to see the Lloyd of old, we must deal with him as he is now. My apologies for having broached such a topic.
I'm so jealous.
Why's that, Marta?
I was just thinking what it would be like to be in a mature relationship like Regal and Rain. I mean, it's so exciting.
A mature relationship? You mean like having meddling in-laws? Being so poor you have to share a tiny piece of bread between the two of you? Cuddling under a single blanket to ward off the cold at night?
Ugh, that's so romantic.
I was trying to be funny. It's so cold.
Yes, though it's much warmer here than it was before.
It's hard to believe things like this happen just because Ratatosk is asleep.
Lord Ratatosk brought us, the Centurions, together to command the monsters and restore balance to the mana flow. It's the only way to maintain stability in a world where mana didn't originally exist.
What do you mean by that?
Isn't mana the source of all life?
According to Lord Ratatosk, initially this world was without mana, as the mana from the comet Darius Carlon accumulated here. The giant Carlon tree took root and forever changed the environment of this world.
How long ago did that happen?
Let's see, about 10,000 years ago at the very least.
That long ago. It boggles the mind to think about it.
Are you serious? The Temple of Ice again?
I know. If we just hung out there a bit, we might have caught the accessory shop owner in the first place.
This sort of inconvenience is not uncommon. Anyway, I'm afraid we don't have much choice.
It just seems like a waste of time.
Hopefully we'll get an option to just quick jump there.
Quick jump?
Ah, never mind.
I believe it might be time to prepare a meal.
Whoa! Is that your own personal cooking knife?
Yes.
And you just carry it around with you?
Don't laugh, but cooking is a bit of a hobby for me.
I wouldn't laugh. I think it's attractive for a man to know his way around a kitchen.
Thank you. However, carrying a cooking knife does come with its own problems.
Like what?
Well, for example, occasionally being mistaken for a criminal. I've been imprisoned numerous times because of it.
For such a perfect gentleman, you sure seem to wind up in jail a lot. So Celsius was here, but now she isn't?
I'm not sure. A friend of mine is a summoner who once made a pact with Celsius, and the summoned spirit hasn't been seen here since.
So that means Celsius is still with that summoner?
That is the most likely explanation. However, summoned spirits, unlike humans, are not physical entities, so I imagine they don't exactly stay with summoners in the strictest sense.
Do Centurions have much in common with summoned spirits?
More so than we do with humans. As I am not a spirit myself, it's difficult to say exactly.
Summon spirits. I would have liked to see Celsius, or any of the other summoned spirits.